Well, hello, 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 and good evening. And maybe to some of you, it's good morning, good afternoon, good day, and maybe a few good night. But wherever you are, my friends, welcome. Welcome to Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. Every Wednesday night, I bring you a featured guest speaker. And tonight, we're going to be talking about what we love to talk about most. We're going to be talking about femininity and business and vision and strategies. I have a featured guest speaker tonight that you're going to love because she's going to share a lot of good golden platinum tips with you. My name is Joy Ruffin, and my work is as a style and leadership consultant, a signature style specialist, speaker, executive producer, TV host, and podcaster. It's all connected, it's all aligned. And what we do here is work with women who are second chapter, third chapter, midlife. This is all verbiage, terminology. Women who are transitioning, moving from one something into something else and wanting to amp up their wow factor. So, my support is to suggest that we erase all the anxiety and the worry and all of that. But tonight, it's all business. It's all bottom line business. Our featured guest tonight, I want you to listen to a little bit about what I'm going to share with you about her. And I want you to get comfortable. Grab whatever is going to make you comfortable. Tea, coffee, or cocktail, maybe. Our featured guest tonight, Sherry DuFault, is a life coach, a leadership consultant, and business coach. Sherry is going to share with us some of her best tips tonight about how to work less and achieve more. Well, isn't that what we all want? I think so. In fact, I know so. So I want you, and Sherry has over 30 years business experience, and she's going to give us a lot of nuggets that will benefit us as we journey onward. So friends, sit back, relax, and get comfortable, and help me to welcome our featured guest speaker tonight. She's coming up to greet you now, Sherry DuFault. Sherry, welcome, welcome, welcome. Great to have you back again.
Oh, I'm so excited. I adore being with you. And I adore talking about what I love to do and my mission.
Oh,
Um,
Sherry. Sherry,
so
I
you
love
have
my ladies. That was a wonderful compliment. Thank you. The feeling is mutual. I'm always pleased when I have people who come back because my assignment is to make sure that you're comfortable and we have fun. Now, I never assume anything, and I know you don't either. So even though there might be people who had seen or heard before, share with us before we get started a little bit about what you're doing now and why and how you came to do it.
okay. So what I'm doing now is working with women predominantly who are entrepreneurs and who just want more clarity, more profit is always fun, more time to have a life. So basically want more control of my life, and I want to do it my way at this stage. I have reinvented myself numerous times and have just finished doing yet another reinvention and adding back my coaching that I hadn't done for a few years. And I've been coaching people for over 30 years. It started out in my corporate life, and I've coached everything from um, people who are just trying to figure out what life should be to
Yes.
world class PhD level scientists with huge research programs. And I have a gift for helping other people find clarity and easy to implement steps so that they can
Love
get
it.
out of worry and confusion and just
Love
get
it.
into that blissful place where you're just taking action and seeing things
Ooh.
happen.
Ah,
So
Sherry, you mentioned
that's
in
what I
that
love to do.
wonderful description, my friend, you mentioned all of the words that are paramount for all of us, especially women now. You mentioned that word that you started off with more. We all want more, and we want more that amplifies what we're about. And I love your title, Work Less and Achieve More. But you also mentioned about managing and having a life that you can manage and that you're in control of. But you know the key word that you mentioned there for all of us, no matter what stage of life we're in, you said you're about reinventing yourselves. I think yourself. I think we're all about that. So let's talk a little bit about, I love that word reinvent because I know that's where we all have to go. Tell us a little bit about this business coaching that you do and share with
Okay.
us a little bit about vision and strategy. Because a lot of us, especially I speak from my own experience, Sherry, we're very creative, but the business aspect might be there, not be there as strong as it ought to be. So the vision and the strategy, when it's business, has to be aligned. So share with us a
Right.
little bit about that.
So, yeah, so when I'm working with people, the first thing that I want to do is get to know them and find out what they want, what their challenges might be, and help to clarify. And I put that under the heading of vision and strategy. So
Yes.
it's real simple. If you don't know where you want to go, you probably won't be successful getting there or making a big difference in the world. And because we've been conditioned frequently to think of others first, to
Yes.
please
Yes.
external things, it's sometimes a little difficult for us, especially by ourselves, to determine what is my burning desire, what is my gift, what is the thing that I am good at and would do even if nobody paid me. And then,
Ah,
secondly, how do I have a strategy for taking steps toward implementing toward my final goal? And oftentimes that's a monetary goal, although sometimes it's number of people I have touched or affected. Again, a lot of women's why is
yes.
not money as much as it is making an impact and
Yes.
sharing the lessons that we learned, sometimes in a very difficult way. And
Yes.
we realized that we could help other people to do it without quite so many bumps, bruises, and scars.
Yes, you know what? I like that. I have a bird. If you hear clicking here, I have a bird who likes this window, and every now and then he comes on in and makes himself at home. I mean, just bang, bang, bang. So ignore that. But let me speak to what you just said here, and let me ask you a question too. Vision and strategy, and the way that you gave us the explanation and how it works for you. But here's a question for you because it relates and connects to me as far as the creativity and the vision. And I love the way you said it's not always about money. We all, not all, but most of us, we have the vision, but the strategy, the business strategy, and making it a workable plan, is that the area where you find you work more with people as opposed to the vision? They come to you maybe with the vision, but the strategy of putting it together, how does that play out for you?
I think it would actually be almost 50-50. It would be very even
Ah,
because let me tell you the struggles that I went through
okay.
and why I
Oh, that's good.
so emphasize that your vision is your own personal um, uh, thing, right? You can't, one size doesn't fit all. You can't adopt someone else's necessarily.
Yes.
And because I fell into the pitfall for decades of getting excited about things because I could do it. I had the skills to do it. And other people told me how good I would be at it. And I followed them. So, what I was doing in thinking that I had my own vision and my
Uh-huh.
own dream and desire and burning need to do something, I really was, in essence, wrapped up in a lot of disguises, people pleasing. And it
That's a
was
big
a
one.
long time and a lot of people's help that transit helped me transition to the point where I could actually admit what I wanted, um, as opposed to what I thought people would like me to want.
Wow. That's a big one.
And so working with someone and making sure that, is this something that you really want to do just for you, not because my parents will look up to me or my best friend will think I'm cool or whatever. And that's very tricky. And I think that's one of the blind spots we all carry around with us. And the only way I was able to work through that was with the assistance of other like-minded people who could say, uh, I I can see this. I don't think perhaps you can, but maybe you should be aware that.
Yes.
Um, and then I got to have the gift of questioning and searching, and then really coming to the thing that's me, because I'm
Ah,
unique. I
we
was
all are.
made as you were made, completely and utterly unique. Nobody else can be me. Although I spent many decades trying to be normal, trying to be
Yes,
like other people, trying
yes,
to fit
yes,
in.
yes.
I'm not normal. I don't even know what that is. I'm an
You know,
interesting creature.
Sherry, they say the louder you laugh, the truer it is. So I'm chuckling away here because I'm in your camp, I'm in your circle, I'm in your tribe. I get it. And you mentioned all the words that are so true, but you have some key points here that we need to really speak a little bit more about. And you mentioned with this vision and this strategy and the people pleasing, how, and we all need other people around us and people
Oh
who
yeah.
are like-minded, but yet a little bit of a difference so that they can share with us what we need to hear. But you mentioned our vision needs to be just for us,
Right.
just for us. And sometimes until you get to, here's my thinking on this, and I heard you say this in different verbiage. I know for me it's been true. Oftentimes we don't know who we really are, and we don't really know what's just for us. So how do you speak to that?
Uh, it's
Because the
we
journey of
speak to it a little
discovery,
differently. I challenge things with people, and this would be the coaching portion, right?
yes,
Or I simply introduce a new idea or a question to think about. And I think, for at least I know for me, it has been a journey. I am very different from the person I was at 20. I'm very different from the person I was in my corporate career, where I was highly, highly successful. But I
yes,
used a different set of
skill.
skills, and I had different wants and needs, and I loved it. But then there came a transition, where I wanted something different. And it's very much I'm young. I'm looking, we're going to talk about life balance now. And to me, uh, I don't want balance necessarily. I want to know what to emphasize that's correct. Um, so maybe there's a time when my emphasis is on relationships, right? When I'm young, then I transition and my emphasis is on my family, because I'm a new mom, or I have new grandkids or whatever. And then
Well,
there are times in my life where my emphasis was on my career, my work,
yeah.
and that took priority. Now my balance for me in my life would look unbalanced to others.
Well, you're talking
Um,
about the cycle of life, which we all go through
right,
out of the womb until we begin to
right,
progress in all the different
right.
stages of life. I get that.
But
You
the
mentioned a
mistake
word
I
that,
made at first,
yes,
and a lot of these is, I thought that once I made that decision, right, this is how life's going to work, that was
right.
going to be it forever. I never got to change my mind. Well, now, next week, if I decide my emphasis is a little different, okay,
That's why you're that's why you
right?
like the word reinventing. I get it. I get it. And you know what you
Yeah,
said,
I'm a kind of a serial reinventor.
but sure, I want to speak to this because here's what you said that I want everyone to take in and embrace this, because embody it, because it's so poignant the way that you said it. You said, I'm not normal. Well, when this pandemic hit, it was the new normal. Normal is normal. It's like yesterday's normal, today's normal, tomorrow's normal. We're all who we are. And
Right,
most of us who are in leadership, we're not really that interested in being normal. We are strivers. We're thriving. We're moving. So I get that. And you also mentioned that word balance. I think that balance, I think I heard you say, maybe I misconstrued what you said, that that wasn't a favorite word of yours. But the reality is, we really need balance a little bit, however it applies to you. But before
right.
we go forward here, I'm liking how you're sharing with us. I want to mention and talk a wee bit before I take a quick break about something you gave me, which I really think is paramount for today for all of us, and especially women. What are the skills for today in
Oh,
business for women?
well, that's a good question. Because that was another thing that I've learned in the last 5 years, that the
Yes,
skills I used in my corporate career, where I worked in a paramilitary organization, primarily with men,
Yes.
I have a very male kind of a personality, and it worked really well. I was very directive, and feelings were not a big part of what I did. Well, today's skills, with having 6 to 8 generations of workers in the workplace, and
Yes.
with the changing communication and values that are happening, which are completely terrific. I mean, they should. Everything needs to change like that. But now I had to reevaluate myself and actually get some really intense training on leading with feelings and being a
Emotion.
better communicator across
Yes.
many different styles and age groups, um,
Yes.
because it wasn't required before.
Yes.
But now it is extremely important. And then there's the technology part where, at one point we used to be
I'm
able
gonna.
to learn something and know it. And
Yes.
now the technology, what I learned yesterday, well, it's probably old fashioned
Gone.
and sneered
Gone.
at today. So I have to be very flexible and
Ah.
not attached to
Yes.
something, and that often makes us feel like I was wrong.
No,
No,
I
you
want to.
weren't
I
wrong.
want.
It's just things have
I want to.
changed.
I want to stop you there and interject for a reason because you're bringing to us what we all need to hear about skills for today. And you started off by sharing with us your feelings and how you were male dominated in your leadership and so on, how that's changed. I'm with you there because I had that same quality. But I want to interject and stop you for just a second. I'm going to come back to this and we're going to move forward. I want to take a quick little reset. But what you said and what you shared with us just now is major. And I want to expound it even more because that's where we're headed today. So Kirill is going to put you in the green room and I'm going to be back with you in just a second. We're going to expound more on the skills for today. My friends, let me share with you, business is business. Bottom line is always about business. But what Sherry just shared with us as we took this little quick reset, take that in. And however it relates and connect to you, go with it because it's really important. We're going to speak about it a wee bit more. Now, I am doing now every Monday, Joyful Mondays. Every Monday at 3 p.m. I'm inviting you to come and join me there because we're going to be talking about any and everything and all things that have to do with communications. And then you will have a chance to participate and be a part of that. And in conjunction with that, I want to mention also my master class, which is far away, but far away is like tomorrow, really, these days. It's July the 13th. It's Step Into Your Style. It's my master class that I'm offering to you. And because of the last one that I did, I received a lot of information. A lot, don't we learn as we grow? And this one, I have some really great tips and tools and nuggets for you that you will benefit far more than you could ever imagine. So go and register, connect, and join us because that's where you need to be. And it's going to be very well worth the time that you're going to spend with us. And if you're not a member of Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, please go and join my Facebook group, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. Now, Sherry, I'm coming back to you because I want to talk a little bit more about what you said about male dominated, male feelings and the balance and how you manage life and reinventing yourself. All of this ties together. But here and now, when we're talking about skills for today, especially if you're in leadership, the old realm of what leadership was all about, it's gone. Now we're talking about emotional, I say this every time, all the time, emotional healing, emotional security, emotional intelligence, which means you really tune in to what the other person needs and wants, and then you tally ho into what they want, and you relate and connect. You manage in a high-powered way. So what are the skills today that you have found beyond the emotional intelligence that one has to have success?
The hard skills are different for everyone depending on what they're doing. However, the soft skills, I think, are the same. And at Vibrantly Alive, what we really concentrate on
Love that
as a
title.
foundation for everything that we do
Yes.
is confidence and empowerment, because I work with women, and sometimes we have not found that empowered place where we feel confident enough to not second guess our decisions, to make decisions quickly and decisively, and to move forward with what we want, what we find ethically correct, and what
Yes.
gives us joy. And
Ooh.
following that is mindset, my
Yes.
vibrational level. I used to believe and could get away with the fact that I might not feel really, I might not have a high level of self esteem about myself. I
Uh-huh.
might have some anger. I might have some communication deficiencies, but I could get by with being directive and brusque and, I don't need to like you. I just need to work with you kind of approach.
Yes.
But, and I will take care of myself after I get you guys all sorted out. Now, in
Ooh.
today's rapidly changing, ever adapting world, the,
Woohoo.
the things that are most important are not those skills and things that you can learn on the fly, but they
Uh-huh.
are the mindset that you carry with everything. The mindset, and it is a choice. I must choose to be in the proper, abundant, joyful mindset in order to get abundance in my life. I can't be angry, guilty, ashamed, and get what I want if I have high goals. My mindset is also needs to be a choice because stuff is going to happen, right?
All the time.
You're going to
All
make
the
a
time.
mistake if things are changing every day. There are going to
Yes.
be some things that looked excellent on paper last week, but today they just didn't work out quite like you had imagined, right?
I
And
know.
so that mindset of, okay, I just was given another opportunity to learn a little deeper about this topic. um, and will adapt, change, and go forward. And I'm now a human being that other people are relating with, which makes me much more attractive than the
Yes.
know-it-all that I used to be. And that mindset allows me to keep my confidence at a high, reasonable level, and to know that I'm empowered to make my own choices because I'm confident in me. And my mindset is this is not a failure. This is just
No.
another opportunity to have another adventure.
Right, Sherry, you took me exactly where I was going next, which is your title to me, and this is what we all need as because predominantly my work is with women. I think you work with
Yeah,
both men and women, but predominantly it's our time, and that's
predominantly.
confidence and empowerment. And the way that you explained and the way that you brought that to us, it's so true. That self-esteem and that self-love, you can't get to that power and confidence, self confidence that's authentic until you really begin to get inside and probe what's underneath, what's beneath. So here's something that I use this all the time because it's so true, and you end it with this in a different way. We as women have to become more power filled. What does that mean? That means that we become the conduit, which is what you are when you work with the people that you become the catalyst that becomes the channel that enables them to get to their power. And that's what a good business coach and a strategist is all about. When we talk about life balance, we're talking about confidence and empowerment and life balance. How do we get that mindset to that queen of success? Where, I know it's steps and it's a journey, it's a process, but
Right.
what and how do we do that?
Um, First of
It's
all, and this comes into my teaching set of things that
good.
when I'm teaching my classes, and we are talking about that mindset and uh, the ability to roll with the punches.
Yes,
But
yes,
I'll
yes.
also tell you that a very key part of all of that, I believe, and how I found what were the correct questions to ask, because it's
Uh-huh.
not about having the answers anymore. It's about knowing how to ask questions. I am surrounded by a community of like minded women who hold me in esteem even when I don't,
Mm-hmm.
who
Mm-hmm.
are able to see my blind spots, who are able to widen my vision and let me see things through their eyes that I might not have on my own, and who support and problem solve with me. And that is part of Vibrantly Alive, is the community that we curate so that people have that community to plug into. And so yeah, I would love to have a 1, 2, 3, 4 formula, but everybody has a different recipe for the cake that they want to make.
Sherry,
And
what
we
you just
protect our mind and our spirit and our
yes.
first of all, and then we have people who protect us and are in our community, and then we do the best we can and let the rest roll.
Listen, what you just shared is very prime for all of us, because the ending there, somewhere in the middle, you said we have to learn to ask the right questions.
Yeah.
And aligned with that, if you're in leadership, business, and you're working on all these different strategies and life balance and the skills that you need to today, we must also, and I want your feedback on this, find a way to share the answers to those questions in a way that they can receive it. So that means your confidence in knowing who you are is major, but you also have to have some kind of a feeling and a knowing or insight into the person that you're speaking to, because everybody receives information in a different way, right? So
Right.
that's crucial, that you ask someone asks you the questions, but when you answer that question, are you answering it in a way that they can receive it and take in that information? You have
Right.
so much here that you're doing, because your title for your website and this 2-hour webinar that you're having, it is phenomenal. I can't wait. Give us some information about that. The time
Okay.
flies here. I can't believe that it's almost gone, but
Thank
it
you.
is. It goes quickly. I say this every week to all the fabulous guests that I have. But share with us, Sherry, a little bit about your webinar that's coming up, what it entails, how to go about it, and the whole 9 yards. Give us the
Okay.
food for thought so that we can all be there to register for it. And the stage is yours.
So my introductory webinar is called Work Less, Achieve More. And we talk about tips that save time and money and stress, so that you can joyfully and blissfully do what you want to do. I am not going to sustain, nor probably will you sustain, an effort if it's continuously painful. But if it brings me joy, makes me happy, I'm not only going to communicate better and to more people, but I'm going to be able to sustain
Yes.
what I'm doing. And so we talk about tips that will help you do that. We also talk about some of the trainings that we have offering, kind of like a menu, because sometimes it is a skill. I need to just be more organized. That would just really make my life a whole lot less stressful. And if I had a little recipe for everything I did, I would work less, because I would know what the heck I was supposed to be doing instead of reinventing it every time. And so it's really because when you're dealing with a coach or a trainer, in my opinion, you must like each other on some level, right? And so the first things that are required is kind of an introductory. Are we at the same purpose? And would we work together and get things done seamlessly and effortlessly and quickly while having fun? I'm all about having fun. If I'm not having fun, I don't want to do it. I'm 67 years old. I don't have to do it anymore if I don't want to. So this is an ongoing webinar that happens all the time. It's my normal introductory one. And because it's $195 value, usually, but I have so much fun when I'm here, and I do love your community. It is so amazing.
Great.
And I love every woman I've met in your community. I am offering it to your folks.
Thank you.
Complimentary because of you. So the simplest way for them to find out when the next one is,
we're going to give them all the information here, Sherry,
is to go to
they have
just
all the
email
information. They have all the information here.
Yeah.
They have all the information. They're gonna take a screenshot and whatever, and they'll get to your web shop. I love the name, Work Less and Achieve More. It's a 2-hour webinar, and we're gonna take it from there. Thank you for the compliments. The feeling is mutual. We're gonna put you in the green room, and I'll be with you in just a second. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What can I say? This is something you don't want to miss. It's going to be a 2-hour webinar. The value is there. The tips and the tools and the nuggets that you're going to get are priceless. You just don't want to miss it. When this plays back through again, take a screenshot or a snapshot of the information that's there. Send her an email or whatever however you want to connect with her so that you can be registered to be there. And my friends, it's always a pleasure to spend time and space with you. The time flies here, and I say that every week. I'm leaving you as I always do, with much, much love. From my heart to your heart, be well, stay safe. I'm sending you always much, much love. Until the next time, have a great, great rest of the week. All the best. Cheers.